wide receiver Viewmont. He's joined by his parents, Becca and Jenna Massamori.
And now, fans, let's show some love for number 1, our wide receiver, Luke Campbell. Luke is surrounded by his parents, Melanie and John Campbell. And now coming down the tunnel, wearing number 2, defensive back, Will Taylor. Will is escorted by his mom, Lucy Sorensen, and his dad, Matt Taylor. And now wearing number 3, wide receiver, Wes Wright. Wes is joined together by his parents, Adrian and Tyler Wright. Wearing number 5, wide receiver, Nick Sorensen. Nick is alongside his parents, Libby and JJ Sorensen. Wearing number 6 this evening, now linebacker. Please show some love for David Flinton. He's joined by his parents, Erica and Michael Flinton. All right, fans, let's get loud for this next one. Wearing number 7, defensive end, Lincoln Ames. Lincoln is surrounded by his mom, Sarah Ames, and his dad, Chris Ames. And a special welcome tonight to his twin sister, Sally Ames. Fans, wearing number 8. This kid has a lot of heart and soul. Running back, Nate Hughley. Escorted by his mom, Hughley, and his dad, Trent Hughley. Wearing number 9, defensive back, Jackson Vandenacker. Jackson's together tonight by his parents, Tiffany and Cole Vandenacker. We're number 10, quarterback, Luke Asperson. Luke is alongside his parents, Amanda and Jason Asperson. Fans, wearing number 11, he's a linebacker and wide receiver. Let's get loud for Adam Bywater. Adam joined tonight by his parents, Stephanie and David Bywater. Wearing number 12, linebacker, Beckham Birdsley. He's surrounded by his parents, Brianne and Ryan Birdsley. He's our safety, wearing number 13. Please welcome Chase Taylor. Escorted tonight by his parents, Bree and Cole Taylor. And now on the field, wearing number 15, our safety. Please welcome Bentley Bergsley, together with his parents, Brianne and Ryan Bergsley. Defensive back, wearing number 17, Tommy Olson. Joined tonight by his parents, Jenny and Gardner Olson. Wearing number 19, the defensive back, please show some love to Gabe Wynn. Gabe is joined tonight by his dad, Michael Wynn. Wearing number 23, our kicker. Let's hear it for Coulter Rollins. Coulter is alongside his parents, Dana and Eric Rollins. Wearing number 24, defensive end. Please welcome Mark Peterson. Mark's escorted tonight by Dory and Eric Peterson. He's wearing number 44, defensive end, Sam Cole. Sam is joined tonight by his parents, Ashley and Matt Cole. Wearing number 50, he's an offensive tackle. Please welcome Judson Meyer. Juddy is together with his parents, Chrissy and Matt Meyer. Wearing number 53, offensive guard, Eli Johnson. Eli is joined by his parents, Monica and Spencer Johnson. Wearing number 54, offensive guard, Quinn Claridge. Quinn is escorted by his parents, Melanie and Ben Claridge. All right, fans, let's hear it for this one. Number 55, offensive guard, Riley Mills. Riley is accompanied by his parents, Elena and Lawson Mills. Wearing number 66, defensive tackle, Leo Jacobson. Leo is together with his parents, Holly and Paul Jacobson. Wearing number 71, our center, Jackson Jones. Jackson surrounded by his parents, Melinda and Taylor Jones. Wearing number 72, our defensive tackle, Keys Burnett Cornejo. Keys is joined tonight with his mom, Claudia Cornejo, and his dad, David Burnett. Fans, he wears number 78, and he's our long snapper. Please welcome Lincoln Fry. Lincoln together with his parents, Jessica and Brendan Fry. Wearing number 79, our defensive tackle, Edgar Alice Escorcia. Edgar is joined by his mom, Aurora Escorcia, and his dad, Edgar Alice. He's a wide receiver wearing number 80. Please welcome Brigham Thompson. Brigham is escorted tonight by his parents, Lori and Scott Thompson. At defensive end, wearing number 81, please welcome Matt McConkey. Matt is along his side, his parents, Shelly and Matt McConkey. And finally, you love him, number 85, defensive tackle, James Sandquist. James is joined tonight by his parents, Emily and Carl Sandquist. Thank you, seniors, for your positive impact at Olympus High School. We are Olympus. Fans, let's hear it one more time for your class of 2026 seniors. Thank you, seniors, for your incredible contribution to Olympus High School. Always remember, Titans till the end. Fans, let's hear it one more time for your 2026 seniors. Parents, and thank you for having such incredible kids. Those willing and able, if we could get some help to move the senior banners to the south end zone, would be much appreciated. Thank you, senior parents.
Hence tonight, Olympus football would like to extend a heartfelt thank you to our game sponsor, Alta Water. Where purity meets passion for customer care, Alta Water ensures every sip is not only refreshing but filled with goodness. Their commitment to delivering purified and alkaline water reflects their belief in health and wellness. We're grateful for their support in providing the highest quality water to our community. For more details, please visit drinkalt.com. altawater.com. And now we officially welcome you to Olympus High School, home of the Titans, for the 72nd season of Olympus football here at the iconic Mark H. Manning Stadium. On behalf of Principal Jen Christensen, Athletic Director Kel Ashton, and the best student section in Utah, your Ozone, we'd like to extend a welcome to the fans who have traveled from Viewmont High School, along with all alumni, parents, and supporters of your mighty Titans of Olympus High. Tonight marks the 8th meeting between Olympus and Viewmont, a series that first kicked off in 1967 with a 13-13 tie. The Titans and Vikings haven't faced each other in over 43 years, with their last matchup coming in 1982. Viewmont currently leads the all-time series 4-2 with 1 tie. Tonight's game is presented and streamed live by our fearless students at OlyTV. Please visit YouTube and subscribe to OlyTV for live streaming of all football games and other events at Olympus High School. You can also watch replays of the game whenever you wish, only at the OlyTV channel on YouTube. Subscribe today. Now, in honor of America, and especially in recognition of the brave members of the United States Armed Forces who are serving overseas away from their loved ones, we ask that you stand, if able, and direct your attention to the flag in the south end zone for the presentation of our national anthem.
So proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming. And the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Thank you, fans. And now, fans, please welcome to the track and turn your attention to your Olympus cheer team and the Olympus Athenians.
Peace up, A-Town.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to Mark H. Manning Stadium, where it is senior night for the Olympus Titans. The Titans will face region opponent in the Viewmont Vikings and look to bounce back after a 14-10 loss to the Brighton Bengals. The Vikings are looking to gain back some of their dignity after getting blown out 42-14 against the bountiful Red Hawks. I'm James Schwartz.
And I'm Miles Pierce.
And you're watching the OlyTV pregame show. First, onto the game storylines. Viewmont started off this season the best of anybody in Region 6 with a 4-1 start. However, region play for them has told a completely different narrative. They've played 2 region opponents and lost to both in embarrassing fashion. A win against the Titans, who are looking the best they have all season, would help their chances at moving up in the region rankings and promoting a playoff bid. Next, for the Titans, we've talked a lot about it over the last couple weeks, but we'll say it again. This Olympus team has newfound life and identity with Preston Farron at the helm. Farron has led the Titans to solid showings in all of the games he has started, particularly their 45-22 victory over the Alta Hawks, where he posted 153 pass yards and 2 touchdowns. The junior will have to rise to the challenge and lead the seniors to a victory for their final regular season game at Mark H. Manning Stadium. And finally, the interceptions. 2 weeks ago, the Titans got 4 interceptions in one game against Alta, one of which was returned for a touchdown. Adam Bywater was the main contributor with 2 of those picks, and he will be a difference maker again tonight. Vikings quarterback Jack Savage has thrown 6 interceptions over the last 2 games, and with this ball-hawking Titan defense, you can expect to see even more tonight. Now we'll send it over to Keys to the Game with Miles.
Thanks, James. On the defensive side, Olympus has to force the turnovers. 2 weeks ago, the last time the Titans played here, huge turnovers from Sam Brown and Adam Bywater were the key that allowed Olympus to pull away in the rout over the Hawks. Last week, the Titans did force a turnover despite the loss against Brighton, so it's going to be key once again. On the other side of the ball, the Titan offense has to get Preston Farron going early. Last week against Brighton, the Bengals shut him down mostly, allowing him to throw for only 106 yards on just barely more than 50% completion. Getting him into a rhythm will not just be crucial for tonight, but also for the rest of the season. As for Viewmont, the Vikings have a savage at quarterback in Jack Savage. Jack has the 54th most passing yards in the nation with over 1,600 yards and 27 touchdowns. An extreme threat on offense for the Vikings, and starting out on fire could cause a lot of trouble for the dominant Olympus defense. On the defensive side, Viewmont has to put all the pressure on Preston Farron. The Vikings' sack leader this year is Cooper Willoughby with 4.5, and he will no doubt have the biggest impact on the defensive line for Viewmont, doing so to force Farron into contested throws that can cause momentum-changing plays.
Thank you, Miles. And I think we saw in this pregame that the story of tonight is about the quarterbacks. Can you get into the pocket and disrupt them? Will they be able to be successful? We've talked about some of their weaknesses and also how they've been leading their teams in several ways.
You're exactly right. And also, we want to see how Olympus responds after the tough loss. This is now their 2nd straight loss to the Brighton Bengals, which you never really want in a rivalry matchup. So if they're able to show their ability to bounce back, then it can tell you a lot about what this Titans team is going to look like the rest of the season and maybe even into the playoffs.
Absolutely. And we will step away for a moment and be back for kickoff. And so we are set to kick off here tonight. The Titans will kick it off to the Vikings. And Coulter Rollins, the senior, will have his final home regular season kickoff to start a game. Good kick, caught at about the 2. And good defensive play by the Titans.
Now we get to see our first glimpse of the Titans defense, who has been exceptional this year. Last week against Brighton only allowed 14 points, so we're going to see if they come out on fire after the loss.
Savage will lead the team out. It's a run up the middle. Short gain by Benji Tolman. Savage is once again in the shotgun with Tolman to his hip. Motions his receiver. High snap. Gets it off quick. And that'll be a gain. And he pushes forward for a nice gain of about 7. And that is Jason Dunrow on the reception. He's got 638 receiving yards and 10 touchdowns on the year.
Really an incredible stat line. 10 touchdowns on the year is no small feat, and a really great job at pushing for that extra yardage. It seemed like the play was dead after a gain of 4, but to be able to push for a first down is very good.
Savage gets it off again to Dunrow, who's making his way through defenders, but gets brought down quickly for the short gain. Great effort by the Titans as 3 guys swarmed him immediately.
Early on in this game, we've seen a lot of screen passes from the Vikings, but it seemed to have worked out quite a lot during this first possession. Jason Dunrow has caught 2 of them, and as we saw in 2 plays ago, how versatile he was at getting that first down.
Savage hands it off to Tolman, who gets stuffed up quickly and no gain. Great effort by the Titan defensive line.
And now these are the plays that are going to jolt your offense, your defense. If you're able to get a big stop, holding Viewmont to a 3rd and 8 right here is very big for them, because if it's a 3rd and short and a 3rd and manageable, then the offense has a lot of the momentum. So we'll see how the Olympus defense responds.
And they've got 4 guys lined up in the shotgun. They motion out. Savage looking, fires, and almost intercepted. And the Titans almost had it in their hands. That's Sam Brown. He had a interception and a blocked field goal 2 weeks ago for the Titans.
I mentioned it, one of my keys, the Titans needed to get these interceptions. We talked about how big of an impact Sam Brown has had, and he nearly had another one, but nonetheless, still holding the Vikings to a 4th down.
Yeah, the Vikings offense looked pretty stagnant on that drive. It'll be punted away. Short punt. Takes a bounce and not favorable for the Vikings, as it'll just bounce and stop dead at the 49-yard line. So the Titans, led by Preston Farron, will start with great field position in this game.
Definitely a way that the Titans can get something going on offense, being able to maneuver the short field and be able to put up points fairly easily is going to be crucial for them if they're able to take advantage.
Farron ready to take his first snap of the game. Motions Luke Campbell over. Takes it and hands it off immediately. And solid run by Nate Hughley, getting the starting reps tonight after he's been lined up as a backup and third string in previous games.
Exactly right. Normally it's Beckham Allred getting the first team reps.
Here's Farron dropping back, throwing quickly, and it's broken up. Great play by number 28, Miles Frey.
This is exactly what you didn't want to do if you're the Titans. Third and longs are not easy to manage, and if you're putting yourselves in such a big hole early, it's not going to turn out very well.
Refs are respotting the ball about a yard forward. And Farron draws almost the entire Viewmont defensive line across the line of scrimmage, and that'll give the Titans 5 free yards, making this a third and manageable.
Very good job by Farron in drawing what, as you're right, seemingly the entire Viewmont defensive line off sides, and now the Titans have a much more manageable third down.
Farron hands off to Hughley again. He's got a gap. He's going and gets the first down.
One of the stories of this year for the Titans offense really has been that rushing attack. First with Beckham Allred, as we've seen a lot this season, and now Nate Hughley getting in on the action.
Yeah, something we haven't mentioned a ton is just the dual threat of this offense, as Farron tries to keep it for himself but gets wrapped up. And Viewmont players thought they might have a chance at having the ball. Ref immediately signaled that Farron was down. Ball came out after contact with the ground.
Seemed like Farron had a little bit of a lane if he had cut inside early on. Instead, he went to the outside and tried to get the juke, but no problem for the Vikings defense.
And those are some of the decisions that, are going to come with time and experience. And Farron's only a junior. He'll have a whole nother year here to develop those decision-making abilities. Campbell gets motioned across. Farron fires quickly. It's tipped at the line. And this Vikings defense is holding strong as their coach is fired up on the sideline.
Another third and long that the Titans are facing, not the position you want to put yourself in the first drive of the game.
It'll be a third and long. Farron rolls to his right, fires, nothing there. It gets tipped up high, and that was immediately broken up.
Not great pass selection for Farron. Looks like he was throwing into double coverage and just nothing there. Lucky that it wasn't intercepted, but now the Titans are gonna have a chance to pin Viewmont deep in their own territory.
Both teams' defenses shining in this first quarter. And neither offense has had really gotten anything going, and the Titans started at the 49-yard line, we might add. Farnsworth punts it away. It'll bounce, rolls inside the 5. What a punt by Will Farnsworth.
It's exactly what the Titans had to do. If you're not able to do much for your own offense, you might as well pin Viewmont deep in their own territory, and now they have to go the length of the field.
And I would argue that a safety is a very real possibility here. With this Titan defensive line, how quickly they can get inside the pocket and cause trouble in there.
And you've really seen that over the past few weeks. They've done an excellent job at putting pressure on the opposing team's quarterback.
They've got 2 backs to the hips of Savage. He drops back in the end zone, fires across the middle, and finds his wide receiver for the nice gain. Catch is made by Draylon Jensen. That was an impressive blocking ability by his offensive line, as Savage had plenty of time to survey the field and make the beautiful throw to Jensen.
And Viewmont just erased what seemed to be like a very unmanageable field position, but on one play, they've gotten themselves from the 1 to the 19.
And somebody moved as both lines started going for each other. False start on the Vikings. That'll back them up to about the 14-yard line. So already some mistakes by the Vikings for these 5-yard penalties. You don't know whether they're going to cost you in the long run or not, but better safe than sorry and just avoid getting them.
Titans defense needs to take advantage of the 1st and long.
Titans are going to spread out wide. Savage looks to his right, finds his receiver, and that's for a very short gain. That'll be Parker Rose on the reception. Savage displaying his quick throwing ability as he takes about 1-2 seconds maybe and then releases the ball. So the Titans are going to have to, as they did there, immediately blow up whoever gets the ball or stop it from getting to that receiver at all.
That also comes with the help from your offensive line. If you're able to have enough time in the pocket, there really aren't many throws you can't make.
This time it's to his left, and there it is, the Titans standing strong and short-circuiting that offensive play. That's Will Taylor with the play.
The Olympus defense needs to get off the field here, give their offense manageable field position just like last drive. Just hopefully this time they're able to take advantage if they do get the stop.
Savage drops way back, looking to his left, doesn't see anything. He's getting chased, rolling out to his right. Still got plenty of time, but he's taken down in the backfield. And that is Mark Peterson.
That's exactly what you want from your defensive line, putting the pressure on Savage early on, forcing him to roll out to his right, didn't find anyone open, and was able to get the sack.
That'll be Mark Peterson's 2nd sack of the year. Low snap, almost blocked by the Titans. Another short punt. Luke Campbell fair catches it at around the 50-yard line. So the Titans will be right back where they started about last drive. Hopefully they can get into at least field goal range and not just stop short with only 15 yards gained.
You're exactly right. It seems like the exact same field position as they had on the first drive, and now we get to see what adjustments they've made after that first possession.
It's a handoff. This time it is already. He's got a gap up the middle and a nice gain. Gain of 18 yards for Beckham Allred. 1 carry, 18 yards. What a play.
This rushing trio from the Titans offense, from Nate Hughley to Beckham Allred and Easton Zito, has been exceptional this year. And you've seen it once again. Every time Beckham Allred gets the ball, it seems like he gains 10 or 15 yards.
He'll get it again here. Goes to his left. This time he gets wrapped up. The nice tackle. And that's Cole Ingram on the tackle.
Tackle made by Viewmont's number 6 runner, Pregame.
I'd like to see Olympus take a shot over the middle on this play.
There's Luke Campbell, about 7 yards. Solid play by the Titans there.
Once again, these third and manageables are much more helpful for an offense.
And Viewmont's defense looking a little confused there. And it will be offsides on Viewmont, making this a 3rd and 1 for the Titans. And no, they're going to give them the first down. So huge play, and yet another 5-yard penalty and mistake by the Viewmont Vikings.
This is the second time they've been drawn off sides on a third and manageable, or an unmanageable for the Titans.
And short run, no gain on the play, as Allred tried to fight forward for a couple yards. In fact, they're going to mark him 1 or 2 yards short of the line of scrimmage. Farron will take it in the shotgun, drop back, pressure. He throws it over the top, and no. Will Farnsworth wasn't even close to being there. There is a penalty flag on the play.
I believe it could be defensive holding or pass interference. Seemed like Farnsworth did have a lane as we await the call.
And it will be defensive holding. That'll be a 10-yard penalty. And yet another break for the Titans and mistake by the Vikings.
Really seems like the Titans have been taking advantage of these Viewmont penalties. There's been quite a few from the Vikings, and if Olympus is able to score, then that's going to be the reason why.
And when you get into these 3rd and 1 situations, the Titans have the backs to easily convert them. Farron's alone, though. He scrambles forward, gets stuffed for a loss of 1 on the play. Good effort by the Vikings defensive line.
Just seemed like Farron had no time in the pocket. He drops back and is immediately swarmed, tries to escape, but that Viewmont defensive line did an excellent job at containing his ability to scramble.
So now the Titans, a couple more yards to go. Farron's got it, throws it quickly to Luke Campbell, the screen. He's got the first down and more, and that will be at the 10-yard line. It'll be 1st and goal for the Titans.
In the recent weeks, Luke Campbell has really come alive as one of the premier receivers for this Titans offense.
Yeah, he was injured the first couple weeks, did not make an appearance, and since then he's been one of Farron's favorite targets. Farron's got it, looks, and the throw is wild, intended for Sam Nada.
Sam Nada's first game back after missing the last 3 games due to injury.
And you've got to be able to balance this quick play calling with the decision making, because it seems when Farron wants to take time, he never has enough, but when it's a quick play call, he can't get it off with the right decision making. And false start on the Titans. So that'll back them up 5 yards. A lot of penalties from both offensive and defensive lines of the Vikings and the Titans.
Seems like both both the defense and offensive lines are just really excited to get the play going with the amount of penalties that they've been called for prior to the snap.
Farron will not have a lot of time. He has to scramble out, gets a couple of yards. May have taken a cheap shot from Cooper Willoughby at the end there. No flag though.
Early on in this game, Preston Farron has had little to no time in the pocket. Just right after he snaps the ball, the Vikings are putting immense amount of pressure in the pocket, so he isn't able to let the routes develop and get the throws off.
And it will be a timeout for the Titans. They're going to try to plan something to get this ball in the end zone. Miles, what would you draw up in this situation if you're Coach Burt?
I think you got to have some sort of crosser across the middle of the field, either from Adam Bywater or Luke Campbell here, because if you're able to get it inside the 5-yard line, that opens the playbook if you do want to go for it on 4th and goal. And if you're able to eventually score on this drive, it's going to be because of that passing threat inside the 10.
And I think no matter what play they've drawn up, this offensive line needs to take initiative and give Preston Farron at least 3 seconds in that pocket to be able to read the field and decide what the best throw will be. Because if he doesn't have enough time, he's displayed that with his decision-making ability, if he is rushed, he's going to make errors and throw interceptions.
That's exactly what you need your offensive line to do, allow a younger quarterback to get comfortable into where he is able to make those contested throws.
5 wide, Farron all alone. Vikings send 4. Farron rushes forward looking for anybody, throws it behind Adam Bywater, and that's where you see Farron gets rushed out of the pocket, tries to make a split-second decision. Does he scramble across the line of scrimmage? Does he try to throw it over? Decides to throw it towards Adam Bywater, way behind him. No chance on that one.
Although it would have been a throw on the run, if Farron throws the ball a little earlier to his receiver, then that could have been an easier catch. But as you mentioned, it's the indecisiveness when you're forced to scramble.
Coulter Rollins, kick is up, and it is good. The Titans take the first lead of the night, get the first points of the game on the board, and just like that, they're up 3-0.
Although they did only get a field goal, they still took advantage of the numerous mistakes made by the Viewmont defensive line with the amount of offsides and the key defensive holding on the Titans' incompletion. So it's good they took advantage. Just we'll see as the game progresses if they are able to switch those field goals out for touchdowns.
And if I'm correct, the Vikings have not crossed the 50 yet tonight, and the Titans have been holding them, and it's partially because of the great field positioning by the Titans, putting the Vikings within the 20, within the 10, even within the 5 on some of these drives. Coulter Rollins will boot it away after making the field goal. With just under a minute to go in this quarter. Kick by Rollins, fielded at the 5. And he's got room to work. A great return by the Vikings. And that was number 9, Austin Cannon, with the incredible reception. That'll put him at about the 40-yard line and be the first true test for this Titan defense to see if they can hold them and not let them get into field goal range as the refs back them up a couple yards to about 38.
And as you mentioned, before, this is the farthest the Vikings have been in their own territory so far. So we'll see how the Olympus defense responds to that.
Here's Savage, the high snap, hands it off, quickly taken down. And that is Tolman on the run. Gain of 1 on the play. The Titans have not been letting them get anything on the ground tonight.
No, you're exactly right. That Titans defensive line has done an excellent job at limiting the production through the run game. And that's extremely crucial when you're holding your opponent to 3rd and longs and forcing them to throw the ball.
And it is surprising to see the Vikings rely on the run almost at all, as Savage has proved that this passing game is their strength. And so it's interesting to see them keep trying to force the run when they've been more successful every time he's thrown the ball.
I do understand why they are running the ball, though. If they're able to get that run game established, it opens up the passing attack just so much more. But if they aren't able to get anything on the ground, they definitely do have to rely on their strength, which is throwing the ball.
At the end of 1, both defenses looking stellar tonight. The Titans just getting a field goal after starting once again with great field position. They've started at around the 50 twice tonight and only gotten a field goal out of it. So an impressive showing by the Viewmont defense. The Titans defense, very similar story. They've been luckier having the Vikings pinned in deep field position, but this drive, the Vikings are already well on their way to field goal range. Can this Titan defense stand strong and continue to hold the lead in this game?
And the Titans defense definitely has been their strength all season long. And if they're able to hold the Vikings under maybe 14 points in this entire game, I strongly believe that the Titans are able to win this game.
Savage motions his wide receiver across and throws it across the middle and finds. That is Cooper Willoughby. Excuse me, Brady Clegg on the reception.
This really is the first time we've seen the Viewmont offense continuously move the ball and string together a drive. In their first 2 possessions, it was very much dominance from the Olympus defense, and they were unable to get anything going.
Savage has backs to both his hips. Hands off to one of them. Tolman gonna get about 2.
A common theme in this game for the Vikings is they run the ball up the middle a lot on 1st down, and then that really opens up what they're able to do on 2nd down, which we've seen them throw the ball a lot more on 2nd as they have on 1st.
Again with the 2-back set. Savage looking to the sideline. Takes the high snap once again, throws it quickly right, and somehow finds his receiver. There were 2 defenders in that mix. And that's Jason Dunrow with the catch.
That's exactly what Savage is so good at doing, is threading the needle. As you mentioned, it seemed like there was no way he was going to place that ball where he did. Seemed like it was double coverage, but did an excellent job at getting the ball to his receiver.
They are really liking this two-back formation, and it's working well as they've got a 1st down at the 36. Another high snap. Savage across the middle. Nobody there. Willoughby fell down on that one. And one thing that's concerning is this snap is always high. Savage is having to jump up to get this snap. And that could be a problem tonight. If it goes just a little too high, that's a fumble waiting to happen.
that also wastes a lot of time as a quarterback. You're unable to see the routes develop, and it wastes a lot of your time in the pocket. So it also forces him to scramble when in times that he doesn't always have to.
Throws quickly to his right and broken up. Play was made by Tommy Olson. So this is a very key third down for the Titans. The Vikings are right on the fringe where they could decide to kick a field goal. It would be a very long one.
Once again, forcing Viewmont into 3rd and longs is how the Titans are going to win this game. So we'll see if they're able to stop them again.
Motions his receiver, another high snap. Savage throws deep, and it gets intercepted. And there it is, the first interception by the Titans, and Sam Brown does it. Makes up for the dropped one earlier in this game, and he's up to 3 INTs on the year.
I mentioned it in one of my keys. The Titans had to force the turnovers, and they've done just that. Sam Brown redeems himself from the missed one on the first possession of the game, and now the Titans offense is set up well inside their own territory.
Yes, you were absolutely right. And with these turnovers, all the momentum Viewmont had immediately killed. And now the Titans have a chance to go down and take a 2-score lead. The handoff. And a great run by Easton Zito.
Once again, it's that rushing attack. The Titans just have so many weapons that Viewmont doesn't have any way to stop it.
Flag on the play. The Titans will get backed up, and that hurts.
We have seen it a lot this year. It's the penalties and these little mistakes that continuously hurt the Titans. And you saw it once again. You get a first down on the run, but it's called back due to penalties.
The Titans having some substitution confusion. It'll be another timeout for the Titans. They've taken 2 of their 3 in this first half with 10 minutes to go still in the second.
Just seemed like miscommunication issue on who was supposed to be in on the play. Just very late with their substitutions, didn't have enough time.
Unfortunate to see the Titans not being able to capitalize on that turnover already, as it seems. They were held back by that holding after the first down run. And so that's been the underlying story of tonight. Just both teams having so many penalties and so many mistakes that are limiting their drives and their ability to score.
You're exactly right. Definitely something to watch in the second half if both teams can correct the sloppy brand of football they've been playing.
Farron's in his own end zone, gets it off quickly, working his way through defenders. And that's Easton Zito charging the Titans offense forward once again.
Once again, it's the weapons from the running back room making a difference for the Titans.
Hands off to Zito, pushing his way forward, breaking through tackles. He's still going all the way to the 36-yard line. Easton Zito is propelling this Titan offense down the field right now.
The Vikings just have no answer for him. He's a threat in the pass game, as you saw on the screen pass on the play prior. And as you saw, just a run up the middle is going to get you 20 yards.
This time, Farron drops back, immediately pressured again, dumps it off to Wesley Wright. He gets immediately tackled.
The screen pass has definitely been one of the favorite play calls for the Titans this year. You've seen a lot of them.
Farron with the QB draw up the middle gets wrapped up, but not after a solid gain of about 3 or 4 yards. Something that's shifted since Farron has become the starter is his stance on running the football and scrambling. As before he was the starter, that was his major talent, and now he has had to shift to more of a passing role. As Zito gets the carry, this time the Vikings are able to stop him for a gain of 1, and that'll be 4th down from the 40-yard line, and the Titans will elect to punt. Will Farnsworth back to punt.
I just really don't understand the play call to run up the middle on 4th and 6. I understand that Easton Zito has been such a big threat during this drive, but if you do get stopped, then it's because you weren't aggressive enough as you would have been if you did throw the ball where you had a chance.
And the punt is going to roll once again. It'll be down right around the 5-yard line. Will Farnsworth really helping the Titans out tonight. That's his 2nd punt of the night that has rolled inside the 10.
And if you're the Olympus defense, you need to take advantage of this short field position, maybe force a safety or maybe even get an interception that sets up your offense with excellent field position.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly right, because if the Olympus offense starts at the Vikings 40 instead of their own 5, then they're easily in the end zone on that last drive. Savage. Titans adjusting their coverage. Another high snap, hands off to Tolman, bouncing around. Gets brought down, very short gain. Once again, we see the 1st and 10 run by Tolman, and the Titans absolutely blowing it up. And no, they're not getting anything on those 1st down runs.
It almost seems like the Titans are expecting it, but this also is going to give Viewmont a chance later on to take a deep shot downfield on 1st down, catch the Titans off guard.
Savage has got a little more room to work. Play clock running down, takes the snap, looks, finds, quick pass. Joshua Lewis with the reception. So 3rd down and short. This is where those 1st down runs come into play. The Titans don't know, are they going to run the ball for one of those short gains, try to power it through, or are they going to do one of their pass plays that has been so successful for them in this game?
Could also be an opportunity to take a shot across the middle of the field to pick up the 1st down and more.
And the errant pass barely caught by Dunrow, and it will be 4th down. And right there we saw that was probably the worst snap we've seen up to this point, and Savage had to go very high to get it, had barely any time to react. And as you mentioned before, that makes it so you can't read the field like you should, and he had to make the quick and errant pass to Dunrow, who had no chance of getting a 1st down.
You're exactly right. Maybe even a better snap, and he's able to release that ball much earlier and leave Dunrow with space to run, let alone get the 1st down.
Officials discussing the spot of the ball and whether or not there was a 1st down on that play.
Seems like they're going to bring out the chains.
Chains brought out. And Titans reacting favorably as the Vikings will punt it away. Back to receive, Luke Campbell.
Good job by the Titans defense at not letting Viewmont drive the length of the field. And now you're going to set your offense up with very favorable field position.
Almost blocked again. High and short has been the story of tonight. Luke Campbell fair catches it. The Titans will have it at midfield. Can they power through and get the first touchdown of the night?
I'd really like to see them open up the pass game a lot more. They've already established the threat of the run, so if you're able to get Preston fair and comfortable in throwing these short passes, then later on in the game you're able to throw the ball deeper downfield.
And a surprising thing to me has been, and seems to be some discussion.
Seems like there was a penalty on the Titans, maybe.
That 5-yard penalty puts the ball at the 21-yard line. First down, Viewmont.
And there seemed to be a penalty on the Titans. And so the Viewmont Vikings will have it with another chance to revive this drive and take the lead. Savage quickly fires and finds.
Got a pass to Parker Rose.
That's Parker Rose on the reception.
On the reception. It's gonna be on by number 2, Taylor.
Going back to that penalty on the punt, that's extremely killer for the Titans defense. You just hold Viewmont to a 4th and 1 to give it right back with that penalty is not ideal. Definitely something they're going to need to clean up as they reach the end of the season.
Double back set. Another high snap. Savage looking and finds it's dropped. Intended for Cole Ingram. Flag on the play. Refs discussing what it will be. It'll be a personal foul on the Titans. And that'll cushion the Vikings' drive even more.
Once again, it's the little mistakes and the penalties that continuously kill the Titans. If they are able to clean up these mistakes, then they're a much better football team. But until they do so, it's going to be very difficult for them to maintain drives both on offense and defense.
With 5.5 to go in this half. Savage looking to lead his team to the first touchdown of the night. Savage backs way up in the pocket, throws it across the middle. It's dropped again. That was intended for Willoughby, and that's 2 drops.
Good job by the Titans defense at getting pressure early on, but Savage was still able to get the pass off, and if his receiver is able to come down with it, that's close, if not a first down.
And you also wonder if they're able to make that play without the personal foul, then that would have set up the Vikings with a 3rd and long. Instead, they now have renewed opportunity and have it 2nd and 10 at the 44. And the clock runs out. They got the timeout off. Narrowly avoiding the delay of game penalty there.
Just seemed like took a very long time for the Vikings to get set up for their play.
Yeah, I don't think anyone, including Savage, realized that the play clock was about to hit 0. So for both teams, what do you think the key is in this drive to gain the advantage?
It really is just cleaning up the penalties. We've seen from both teams not just pre-snap penalties, but also holdings and personal fouls. So if whichever team cleans up those penalties, I believe will win this game, because it's very difficult to win when you're playing against yourselves and the opposing team.
Very well said, Miles. And I absolutely agree with you. These penalties have been killer for both of these teams. And you can see that it's been a defensive battle filled with penalties and setbacks for both teams. No touchdowns on the board still. And Tolman out to the right. Gets met by the entire Olympus defense, it seems. Brought down quickly.
I'd really like to see Viewmont open up the passing game early on in their sets of downs. On 1st and 2nd down, if they do throw the ball, they have a much better chance at converting the 1st down than if they continuously put themselves in 3rd and 8s and 3rd and 9s.
And as you've said, it's not a bad thing for these short runs to happen, but you have to intermix them with the pass and change it up. Savage drops very far back. The screen pass is tipped at the line and almost intercepted. Matt McConkey makes the stand for the Titans. And just like that, the Vikings will once again punt it away to Olympus.
Great pressure from the Olympus defensive line. Savage had no time in the pocket. And hopefully this time Olympus is able to get the ball back without a penalty.
Luke Campbell will once again be the return man. The Vikings chatting about the punt. A very high snap. And the Titans almost got to it again. Another high punt. Takes a favorable bounce for the Vikings. Luke Campbell with the good catch, limiting it from going back even further. Titans will have it at around the 21.
It really is an odd theme for Viewmont. Just every single snap seems to be very high and difficult for the quarterback and now the punter to haul it in.
Yeah, absolutely. And another trend we've seen is these punts by Viewmont have been very short, very high, and almost every single one of them has been nearly blocked by the Titans defense. Titans will get backed up 10 yards. We've talked about it. These mistakes are killing drives and killing momentum.
You're exactly right. This one killing the drive before it even starts.
The refs deliberating. Burt. And there was also a defensive holding. No, they have switched it. And so that'll give the Titans a cushion on this drive, but once again hurt the Vikings. Confusing call by the refs there. Don't know how they got that wrong. Dropped by Farron. Farron tries to save it, but gets immediately wrapped up. Loss of about 2 on the muff snap and sack.
I'd like to see Olympus just put together a clean drive. It doesn't even have to result in a touchdown, but just to clean up these mistakes, it's the penalties, and as you see, the fumbled snap. They really need to clean up these mistakes.
Farron tosses it. And it's Sam Nada working his way forward. Thrown out of bounds around the 31-yard line, and it'll be a 3rd and manageable.
Once again, going back to the fumbled snap. If you don't fumble the snap, who knows what happens on that play. But even if you do pick up some sort of yardage, this 3rd down is a whole lot easier, giving yourselves 3rd and 2, 3rd and 3, or maybe even getting the 1st down on that first play.
Farron trying to make the Titans not go 3 and out. Tipped at the line. It's caught by Wesley Wright. He tips it up at the line and hauls it in to get the 1st down and more.
What a great job by Wesley Wright, just not giving up on the play. You see the tipped ball and made sure that it did not fall into the hands of the Vikings. And doing so, he just hauled him in himself and picked up the 1st down.
And the Vikings defenders, I was surprised. They did not react on that high tipped up ball at all. And Wesley Wright was able to make the play. Farron across the middle this time. Nowhere near Luke Campbell. A little bit lucky that there was not a Viewmont defender there to intercept it.
I'd like to see Olympus just put up any more points prior to halftime. Give themselves much more of a cushion on the scoreboard.
The handoff. Allred is quickly brought down. And I think that's the secondary goal for the Titans on this drive. If they're going to short out, they want to run down as much clock as they can before doing so. And that's exactly why getting that first down was so important. There was still so much time left on the clock that the Vikings would have had it with 3 or 4 minutes to go. But now, under 3 minutes to go, and the Titans still have 1 play to get this 1st down. Farron motions Will Farnsworth, looks, fires, and finds. The beautiful connection between Farron and Luke Campbell.
Luke Campbell seems to be the premier target for Preston Farron, as we've seen over the past few weeks, and you saw it once again. Campbell was able to win the one-on-one matchup, and Farron finds him down the field.
Here's Farron again. Throws deep and finds Adam Butt. Oh, and it's dropped. Had it in his hands, almost hauled it in.
A little bit of an underthrow from Farron. If he throws it a little bit higher, Adam Bywater has a chance to haul it in, but it was a difficult catch having to reach behind the defender.
That was Ryder Taukiuvea on the great defensive play to stop the Titans from a potential touchdown pass. There's Farron throwing to Sam Nada quickly, running down the right sideline. Gets brought down at his knees.
Looks like a flag will be thrown.
Very close to the line of scrimmage. You wonder what. And the Titans are already backing up, seemingly going to be a holding. And there it is, holding on the Titans. And just like that, they're backed up. After the nice gain from Sam Nada, you find yourself now with a 2nd and 20.
Once again, every time the Titans seem to have a big play, it just gets called back due to these penalties. And you saw Sam Nada did pick up quite a chunk of yardage on the last play, but it means absolutely nothing if these penalties continue.
Correction, the hold was ahead of the line, so it's 2nd and 12. Farron throwing to Easton Zito on the screen, and the Vikings are all over it, quickly bringing him down behind the original line of scrimmage.
Would like to see a bit more aggression from the Titans offense. These screen plays on 2nd and long aren't going to cut it. And now you put yourselves in a 3rd and 12.
Farron trying to force the Titans into field goal range here. Rolls way out to his right, throws, and it goes out of bounds. Nothing there for him. And you could see Farron was getting so pressured that he was just looking at the ground in front of him for most of that scramble.
Viewmont did an excellent job in not allowing Farron to have a lane across the middle of the field to scramble while also covering all possible receivers. And now they're going to get the ball back with the chance to drive down the field and score prior to halftime.
Farnsworth, he's been excellent tonight. It gets muffed! It gets muffed, and the Titans fall on it! The incredible play by the Titan defense. Austin Cannon fell on the ball, and it immediately squirted out. 3 Titans were there.
What a great punt by Will Farnsworth. There was so much speed on it that Viewmont was unable to haul it in, and an excellent job by the punt team from Olympus to recover that. And now the Olympus offense needs to score before halftime. They're in the red zone to start this drive.
And it's Easton Zito in the game with Beckham Allred. Both backs to the hips of Farron. Packed in very tight in the box is the Viewmont defense. And that is the 3rd and final timeout taken by the Titans. Confusion after the play clock ran low.
I really don't understand how that happens, especially the first play going onto the field. I understand it if you're running hurry-up offense, but this is the first play on the field. Definitely something the Titans are going to need to clean up.
Well, they are in a good situation here with just over a minute to go. Already inside the 20. All they have to do is power it forward. All they have to do is power it forward about 13, 12 yards. You wonder if they look to Adam Bywater here for a quick out route. And there it is. They look for him in the end zone, and he got a foot in. Touchdown! Touchdown, Adam Bywater. The incredible catch with the toe tap for the first touchdown of the night. And just like that, the Titans have a 2-possession lead.
I mean, you called it, James. He had the one-on-one matchup in the end zone with the out route, and you called it perfectly.
And the Titans offense is finally rolling tonight, getting their first touchdown. And we said it earlier, we had been surprised they hadn't been looking to Adam Bywater. They looked for him there, and he rose to the call, made the incredible play. Coulter Rollins' kick is up and good. So 10-0 as we've got a minute to go. That only took 4 seconds off the clock.
What a way to take advantage of the field position from the Titans. Adam Bywater 2 weeks ago had such an incredible game against Alta, and to see him get back into the end zone tonight is an excellent sign.
Now all the Titans have to do is hold Viewmont from getting a field goal, I would say. I would say that's a realistic goal. Even though Viewmont has 2 timeouts, they only have a minute to get down the field. If they continue their trend of these short runs on first down, then there's no chance they'll be able to get down the field in time.
Definitely, and if they're able to do so, Olympus gets the ball to start the second half. So if Olympus does play this right and getting the stop, then they can put themselves up 3 possessions after the first drive of the second half.
Coulter Rollins will kick it deep. The ball's away. Excellent kick. Fielded at the 5. Returned. And not much there as he gets right around the 22-yard line. And this Titans defense is fired up.
And they definitely do have reason to be fired up after getting the stop and then forcing Viewmont to fumble the punt. It's understandable why they have that confidence coming onto the field.
And now the pressure really falls on Savage to get his team going and get points on the board. Savage gets hit.
Huge hit on Jack Savage right after he released the ball.
That was an amazing pressure by the Titans. Savage had absolutely no time.
He's lucky he was able to get the pass off without losing the ball. The Olympus defensive line got into the backfield so quickly, he had, as you said, barely any time to throw it.
This time, Savage alone in the backfield, something we haven't seen much tonight. He looks the short pass, and wow, an incredible catch by Parker Rose as the Titans defender looked like he had a hand on the ball.
Will Taylor seemed like he could have had an interception there. And who knows, if he is able to haul that in, I don't know if anyone's stopping him on the way to the end zone.
Third down as the Titans defense look to hold strong once again and stop the Vikings from getting anywhere close to scoring. Savage has got 5 wide. He's across the middle for the easy pass and easy first down. Titans running a very safe coverage, zone coverage there as they were not pressed up to their guys at all.
Just seems like they're preventing the deep ball right now.
Savage, it gets picked off. It's Adam Bywater running down the left sideline. He's got another one.
Adam Bywater making his presence felt on offense and on defense. He has the touchdown last drive and to pick up yet another interception on the year.
And you could not ask for a better performance on senior night from Adam Bywater, who has really shown out at the end of this season. And just like that, he's got an interception and one of the best touchdown catches we've seen all year. Unsportsmanlike conduct on the Titans after the interception by Adam Bywater, and that'll back him up. Unfortunate, as they were already in field goal range with that interception.
Definitely a lot bigger challenge for the Titans offense, especially considering they have no timeouts remaining.
Farron is all alone, looking for the deep shot with 32 seconds to go. And he's throwing. Oh, and overthrows his target, and he gets hit as he throws.
I'd imagine that if Farron just had a little more time in the pocket, and then maybe Farnsworth would have had a chance at making a play on the ball, but just overthrew him due to the pressure from the Vikings, which we've seen a lot tonight.
Here goes Farron again. Throws across the middle and finds. Beautiful pass. Nick Sorensen on the catch. Titans, clock winding down.
Gotta hurry, under 10 seconds now.
Farron runs it. He's going around the left side trying to get out of bounds, and he does after the great gain. And they will have time to get a field goal off.
Great job by Preston Farron and just taking it himself. And he knows that he has to get out of bounds, so he just fought for that extra yardage to get out of bounds. And now, despite the penalty on the first play of this drive, the Titans are going to have a chance to tack on more points.
And very good play call on that scramble. Titans looking a little discombobulated on the field goal. Didn't have enough people on the field. Timeout taken by the Vikings, trying to ice Coulter Rollins. And so the Titans are showing what they are made of here at the end of this second half with the touchdown and the interception, both by Adam Bywater. And they are now in comfortable control of this game.
And it's going to be hard to ice Coulter Rollins, who's 5 for 8 with field goals on the year. Been more than what the Titans could have asked for out of a kicker, especially considering he wasn't on the team a week before the season started. So really an incredible story for him and the Titans to get this production out of him.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. You mentioned that story as he joined the team 2 weeks before. Had a great impact for them, and he will have it on the left side of the field, getting ready to kick the field goal. So the senior Coulter Rollins kick is up, and it is wide right, no good.
The kick did have the distance, just not the line.
And so the story of this game started off as a defensive battle, penalty after penalty, mistake after mistake for both teams, really. And this was 3-0 up until these final minutes of the first half, where Adam Bywater took over this game, scoring an acrobatic touchdown and getting the interception to shift all the momentum to the Titans.
And what more can you ask for out of your senior leader in Adam Bywater, one of the captains of this team? And to be able to perform like this on a nightly basis is truly incredible to watch. And we're going to see if that sort of play continues in the second half.
And so we will step away and be back for the start of the second half.
And now comes the Vikings direct attention to the field and welcome out your Olympus Athenians and the Olympus dance artistry.
What camera are we on?
Let's hear it for your opinions and dance artistry. And now fans of midfield, please give some love for this year's senior cheerleaders. Thank you, cheerleaders, for your support of Olympus football. Your captains for 2026 are in Whit Patton and Caroline Garrett. Other seniors include Bella Thomas, Sadie Horner, Ella Toon, and Whitney Moore. Thank you, cheer team. Fan scores around Region 6 in Utah's 5A classification. Brighton leads Woods Cross 14-7. Alpha leads Bountiful 21-14. And all you Giraffe fans, Richfield leads Giraffe 21-14.
I've already imagined it. It's so sad. Hey, and if you're the one, after 2 years, I'm probably on my mixtape. I'm still listening to podcasts. Unless I'm wherever you go. I feel like I've already accepted it. I'm like actually figuring out the dynamic about it. Yes. I can see you like talk about this. You're supposed to say need the picture.
And for nearly 4 decades now, the country has recognized October as National Breast Cancer Awareness Month. It will time annually devoted to educating everyone about breast cancer and the importance of early detection and access to timely, high-quality care, no matter who you are or where you live. Breast cancer may touch your life. The Olympus and Viewmont communities stand together and honor the absolute courage of those who fight cancer every day and all the loved ones who support them. Tonight, many in the Ozone and over in the Viewmont student section are wearing pink to show their respect for National Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Thank you.
No, we're fine. What?
Seniors this year, Mia Pitt, Ellie Godfrey, Ava Lambert, Jane Wallace, Teddy Rollins, Riley Whetstone, Summer Green, and Grace Peterson. Thank you, senior opinions.
No, I'm actually looking for you. We're trying to see if you're up here. I'm gonna let you manage everything in my life. Yeah, you're my life coach. Let's go. I mean, I don't think that.
And as a Olympus football, I'd like to give a big Titan thank you for tonight's game sponsor, Alto Water. Where purity meets passion for customer care, Alto Water delivers a refreshing, purified, and alkaline water. Promoting health and wellness in our community, we are proud to partner with Alto Water and grateful for their support of Olympus football on this senior night. To learn more, visit drinkaltowater.com. Thank you, Alto Water. As we begin the second half, the Titans will receive the kickoff.
Welcome back to Olympus High School as we are set to kick off the second half in what has been a defensive showdown. And the Titans lead 10-0. They will receive to start the half after having an incredible end to the first half with an interception and a touchdown.
Titans will be looking to carry on that momentum that they found late in that second quarter.
It'll be Josh Bartholomew to kick it away. It's received by Beckham Allred, who's got room to work. Ooh, and he almost breaks a tackle, makes it all the way to the 35.
Excellent start for the Titans offense. Beckham Allred doing it all, not just running the ball, but as you saw here, he's part of the kick return unit.
The Titans in a very comfortable position to start out this half. Preston Farron having himself a pretty good game tonight. And he takes the snap, hands off to Allred. Allred doesn't get much there.
One of the rare times you don't see any yardage gained from Beckham Allred.
And a storyline of that first half that we will talk about is penalties. The Titans had 6 penalties for 55 yards, while Viewmont had 5 penalties for 35. So 11 penalties in total for 90 yards. Incomplete pass there by Preston Farron.
Seemed like Farron had Luke Campbell open, cutting to the outside, just without the tip the tipped ball from the defensive from Viewmont might have been a chance for a big play.
Farron and movement on the offensive line. That is Jack Dalton with the false start.
Now the 7th penalty on the night for the Titans.
And a nice play by the Titans. Preston Farron on the scramble.
What a way to respond by Preston Farron. Despite the penalty, he's still able to get the job done with his legs. And we mentioned this in the first half. This is his strong suit compared to Luke Esperson. Luke Esperson was not very good at scrambling when he needed to, and that is the biggest difference between Farron.
Farron hands off to Allred. Allred shoots up the gap and powers his way for a first down. And a lot of confusion on that one. False start on the Titans.
Once again, another penalty against the Titans. Seems like they have not corrected those mistakes from the first half.
They are now up to 8 penalties for 70 yards. Farron throwing quickly left, gets Luke Campbell, makes it back to about the original line of scrimmage. Campbell's been the favorite target of Farron tonight. After that 4-yard catch, he's up to about 32 yards receiving for the Titans.
Second down, Titans.
Farron, second and long, looks to his right, overthrows Luke Campbell. Gets tipped up and very dangerous. And as a receiver, you know that you cannot tip it up. As a tip up, every tip up is an opportunity for the defense to intercept that ball.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Titans got lucky that wasn't an interception right there. Luke Campbell should have just hit it downwards, but I don't know if he could have with where the ball was placed.
Farron rolling to his left, doesn't have much room. Throws it deep and almost gets it to his receiver, but to no avail. That was Will Farnsworth, who may have had a chance at getting it, but I believe it went out of bounds.
Seemed like Will Farnsworth did have a play on the ball if he was just playing a little bit deeper. Good pass by Farron in keeping it in bounds.
So after the penalty, it'll make it fourth. After the penalty earlier in this series, it'll make it 4th and long. And you see the consequences of those mistakes again. Farnsworth, the deep punt, the high bounce, and he has been incredible. Inside the 10 for the 3rd time tonight.
Not really sure you could ask for more from your punter tonight. That, as you said, that's a 3rd punt inside the 10, and then also the muffed punt from the Vikings, which set up an Olympus touchdown.
Yeah, he has been excellent for the Titans tonight, just Mr. Reliable, as every punt has been exactly where they needed it to be. And Savage, feeling that burden on his shoulders, he hasn't been able to get his team on the board yet. It's Tolman with the short run. And once again, 1st and 10 to Tolman for the Vikings.
Viewmont has not changed their game plan away from running the ball on first down. I mentioned it before, but that game plan does have the ability to change the momentum if the Vikings do decide to throw the ball on first down and take a shot downfield, because it just seems like every single first down this game they are running the ball. So a chance to catch the Titans off guard.
Titans shifting their defense. Savage in his own in his own end zone. Play is broken up, but he got rushed by 3 Titan defenders.
Great job by the Titans defense once again, putting the pressure on Savage, and then an excellent job by Adam Bywater in coverage.
So the Titans will have another chance to try and bring Savage down. In his own end zone across the middle, big hit.
Oh,
And there comes the flag. They're gonna look at that for targeting.
what a hit.
And I don't think that's totally uncalled for, as that was a huge hit.
And it seems like that is what the refs will be discussing, if that is indeed targeting, which in real time it did look like it.
The Olympus defender laid out the Viewmont Vikings player, and you could hear the visible gasp in the student section.
And as you said, it seemed like the entire stadium gasped after that huge hit, and which did result in targeting.
So after the personal foul, Viewmont will start with a first down. Savage dumps it off for the screen pass. And that's a nice gain there by Dunrow. Dunrow's been the favorite target of Savage tonight. After that, about 10-yard gain, Dunrow's up to around 34 yards receiving on the night.
Something to mention for this Viewmont offense is that they have so many weapons on offense in that wide receiver room, and just his ability to distribute it to all of the targets is ideal.
Savage dumps it off again to Dunrow. Gets forward for about 4.
Big Memo with the reception. Getting out 3 on the play. Tackle again made by number 12, Beckham Birdsley.
Beckham Birdsley's got 2 tackles in a row there.
He also nearly had an interception in that second quarter.
So, got a 2nd and 7 here. The Vikings offense on a bit of a roll. They haven't stopped short yet. And the wide receivers are motioned out to the left side. High snap, whistles blow, and there's a false start.
And that's another pre-snap penalty by the Vikings. Certainly have seen a lot from both teams tonight.
Second and 11. Now making this much easier for the Titans to try and force them to punt it away before they get into field goal range. Savage drops way back, looking deep, fires, and he caught it. The incredible catch is made. And that is Austin Cannon.
What a throw by Jack Savage, and a great job by Austin Cannon in cutting back to the pass. Olympus had no chance at deflecting it or intercepting it, so really has been the first chunk play in the air that we've seen Viewmont have tonight.
Really trying to make up for the muffed punt that he was responsible for in that first half. Another high snap. Savage fires again. It's dropped. Joshua Lewis right through his hands.
Something else to mention is Viewmont has quite a few drops from their wide receiver room tonight, especially in plays where they have some space after the catch, just are unable to haul it in. That can eliminate some of the big chunk plays that you're able to get if you do haul in the football.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. They're up to about 3 or 4 drops on the night. Savage looking, dumps it off. Oh, and it was in his hands. Bobbled. Bobbled by the Olympus defense. Number 44, Sam Cole, bobbled the ball for several seconds, and it fell out of his hands.
Would have been a huge jolt of momentum for the Titans defense. They've done an excellent job at putting a lot of pressure on Jack Savage, and that would have been another opportunity to boost the momentum of not just the defense but the entire team by setting up your offense with good field position.
The Olympus student section, and Savage throws it deep. Oh, and it's almost intercepted again.
Now back-to-back plays where the Titans could have had interceptions, but great coverage from the Titans.
And after Cole Ingram broke up that play, he was the only reason. Cole Ingram was the only reason that Chase Taylor didn't intercept that ball. And he just put his body on the line, and now he's down and being looked at. Gets up. Trying to walk it off himself. Excuse me, that is Austin Cannon on the injury.
Cannon was responsible for that big play or that big connection from Savage to Cannon to set up the Vikings inside the 40. So hopefully nothing major for him.
And so the Titans stand tall. 2 interception opportunities in the final 2. High punt. And it touched the Viewmont player, who then falls on it. That was Cash Nuttall.
Now we get to see the Titans offense come onto the field once again. And in my opinion, the biggest goal for this drive is just clean up the penalties. One clean drive is what they need to show themselves that they're capable of not making these little mistakes, because every time they take 1 step forward, seems like they take 2 steps back with those penalties.
Farron looking to his left, fires quickly and finds Will Farnsworth. About a 5-yard gain. A good flow of offense for the Titans. Preston Farron getting much needed protection to be able to survey the field and find his open receivers.
Much different story than what we saw in the first half. He had little to no time in the pocket.
The handoff to Beckham Allred, who's going around the right side and gets the nice gain, over 10 yards after his jersey was getting held through the whole thing.
I really like how this offense is looking right now. The mix of pass and run is working out very well for them.
And it's another Viking down on the field. He seems to be getting some stretches and seems to be hopefully just a cramp.
You're exactly right. Hopefully it is just a cramp and he's able to get back out there.
Still in some pain, but getting helped off the field. Hope that he's okay. That is Brian Taukuivea.
Hopefully it's just a cramp and he'll be able to get back onto the field in this one.
Farron starting with semi-good field position on this series and got someone to jump. Yet another penalty. Viewmont jumps off sides.
And it's not just that there is a lot of penalties happening. There's just so many pre-snap penalties, both offsides and false starts.
Yeah, that's at least the 4th offsides on the Vikings. Aaron fires across the middle to Bywater. Bywater was bumped by Brady Clegg.
Would have thought the refs would have thrown a flag there. Seemed like Clegg got to Bywater a little early before the pass was able to have a chance at being caught.
After the penalty, Titans still in a very good situation. 2nd and 5. Farron muffs the snap, but there's a flag on the play. And that'll back the Titans up. Negate any benefit they had from the Vikings' mistake.
Once again, another pre-snap penalty from the Titans offense.
Farron looks, fires. Adam Bywater hadn't even turned around.
Bit of miscommunication. Adam Bywater did have the one-on-one matchup, and it seemed like if he just had a little more time, he would have broken away and would have had a much better chance at hauling it in.
Brady Clegg on the defensive effort once again. Titans hoping to string together something to keep this drive alive. There's Farron gets pressured quickly, dumps it off. Beckham Allred, who drops it. Not exactly the drive we expected to see from the Titans there.
And it looked very promising after those first few plays from Beckham Allred and Will Farnsworth. Just once again, it's the penalties that keep pushing them back. They had a 2nd and 5, and then the penalty happens and pushes them back even more.
Farnsworth with the excellent punt, and it's fair caught at the 28-yard line.
And now we'll see if Viewmont made any adjustments whatsoever on preventing these penalties.
And so a possible first down run here is what we expect after seeing every other first down so far in this game for the Vikings. High snap, and we've talked about it. There's the risk of the fumble. That snap has been high all night. This time it finally goes over Savage's head, and we knew it was coming.
I just don't know how there wasn't any communication, it seems like, between the center and Savage. Just all night long the snaps have been high, and it finally caught up to them. And the Vikings are lucky that Olympus did not fall on that football.
Yeah, and you've seen it every play. Jack Savage is having to jump to catch the snap. The center has to be better. This time he's all alone. Savage looks to recover from the muff snap. Throws it for a very short gain. Tommy Olson. So Viewmont has a 3rd and 25.
After that fumbled snap, it pretty much just killed the drive. I really don't expect Viewmont to convert this 3rd and 25, but you never really know.
Yeah, and I don't think they've gotten a play over 25 yards. Across the middle, almost intercepted. It falls incomplete. That was Willoughby. And that's been the strategy for the Vikings, is the jumping into the Olympus defenders and almost injuring them both times.
Both Adam Bywater and Sam Brown were going for the interception. But as you mentioned, the Viewmont receivers just run into the defenders, which doesn't just eliminate the threat of the interception, but doesn't let the receivers make any sort of play on the ball.
Low snap this time. Very, very short punt. Bounces. Gets returned by Luke Campbell. Gets dragged out of bounds by his jersey. And something to keep in mind is with those jumping into the defenders, you wonder at a certain point if an offensive pass interference gets called.
You definitely do have to imagine so, because every single hit seems like one of the players could get hurt, which is definitely not what you want. It also could be a tactic just to avoid the interception, because in the last 2 weeks, Jack Savage has thrown 6 interceptions.
Oh, and the trick play, Luke Campbell to the left side. Gets the first down and more. He's still going. He gets all the way down to the 26-yard line. The excellent trick play for the Titans.
That's exactly what you want to see. You want to see the Titans open up the playbook, and when you do so, this is what happens. You get those trick plays, and when they work, they're some of the plays that get you the most yardage.
Luke Campbell has been excellent for the Titans tonight. Farron looks to him again, and he drops it. And he had room to run if he holds on to that ball. And he's limping off the field.
Hopefully nothing major. Who knows if that contributed to the drop, but he's down on the sideline.
Kenton Rice going into the game. And Campbell being stretched on the sideline. Again, hopefully just a cramp, and he will be able to return to this senior night. It's a handoff to Beckham Allred, who gets tackled around the ankles by the Viewmont Vikings.
And the Titans are going to find themselves in a 3rd and long once again. Hopefully they're able to get enough yardage on this play to maybe even have a chance at going for it on 4th down or kicking the field goal.
Third and 11, Farron scrambles to the left side, avoiding tackles left and right. But no, he gets taken down. Farron ran 10 yards backwards. At first, he was doing an excellent job of avoiding the tackle, but then he just started backpedaling, and you have to throw that ball away.
I don't know what Preston Farron was doing. It gets to a point where you just have to accept that the play is dead and maybe set up a field goal opportunity. But to push yourselves back 15 yards and take you out of field goal range is certainly not ideal and something Farron is going to have to get better at.
Loss of 11 yards. Will Farnsworth once again. Good punt. It bounces. This time it does go into the end zone. That's Will Farnsworth's first punt of the night, and has gone for a touchback. Every other punt has been inside the 20.
And I'm not really sure you could ask for much more out of your punter. Being able to pin your opponent deep in your own territory is exactly what you want. And it really is impressive that this is the first touchback he's had all game.
And we've talked about, this has been a defensive battle. It's only 10-0, and both these teams have had plenty of drives. But Will Farnsworth, the first touchback for how many punts have happened tonight is just incredible. Savage throws it deep over the head of Cannon.
If Jackson Vandenacker turns around and is able to turn around, maybe he would have had a chance at an interception, but he just kept running forward without turning around and looking to the receiver, who seemed to have stopped awaiting the pass.
Savage, 2nd and 10. And there's a flag on the play. And it'll back the Vikings up. All start.
Once again, another pre-snap penalty. Been one of the biggest drive killers for both teams tonight.
Just like that, they've turned 2nd and 10 into 2nd and 15, and they've been proving over and over again that they can't convert off of these long second downs. And Tolman gets wrapped up immediately.
I just don't understand this play call. Why are you running the ball on 2nd and 15? It's not like they're getting blown out. They're only down by 10 points. If they show some sort of aggressiveness on the offensive side, then they have some sort of chance at coming back to win this game.
Sam Nada, who was out with ankle issues for the last several weeks, got up and was limping on that play. Third and 14. Here goes Savage, throws it deep over his wide receiver's head and out of bounds. He was looking for Cannon again, but there was no chance Cannon could have caught that in bounds.
See, that's exactly why you don't run the ball on 2nd and 15. If you pick up 7 or 8 yards on that second down, then this makes the third down much more manageable and not have to throw the deep ball that's going to get you 20 yards.
And now they're punting it from what will be their own 3-yard line. Refs backing the ball up even more. You hope that there's not a high snap for the Vikings over the head of the punter here. Wow, and another high punt. And I've been very confused by this punting from Viewmont. All the punts have been high and short, which is not what you want. You want some lower punts that are able to bounce across the field and get deeper into the opposing team's field position.
If Viewmont's just able to fix that launch angle, then you're able to pin Olympus back a little more, but once again, Olympus is going to have the ball in Viewmont territory.
Campbell gets motion to the left. Aaron hands off to Allred. Allred breaking a tackle down the sideline. He's going, and he gets tackled at the 10. Beckham Allred down the sideline all the way to the 10-yard line after the incredible breaking of a tackle.
Once again, Beckham Allred is showing what he can do on the ground. Being one of the best stories of this Olympus offense's season.
And this Olympus offense next year will be in no trouble with Preston Farron at the QB and Easton Zito and Beckham Allred as the backs. It's another handoff to Allred, this time up the middle. He pushes forward for a nice gain. That'll be, put him at the 5-yard line.
Going back to what you said about that trio of Zito, Allred, and Farron next year, they're all juniors, so this year can be used as a year to develop into their full potential next year.
Absolutely. 2nd and goal. Farron fires to the corner of the end zone, looks for Bywater again. No dice. Over the head and out of bounds.
Very similar play call as to how the Titans scored their touchdown in that 2nd quarter. Adam Bywater had the one-on-one. Just the pass was a little bit overthrown.
Easton Zito subs out for Beckham Allred. It's handed off to Zito, and he gets hit immediately inside the 5. Vikings got right into the hole that he was supposed to have.
Now the Titans seem to be going for it on 4th down.
4th and 3. Preston Farron. Campbell motions back out to the left, looking for the play call. And just under 10 seconds to go in the quarter.
Seems like they're just going to let it go and face a 4th down to start the 4th.
So no change in score. But the Titans are right there. 4th and 3 from the 3. And they have a very good chance at converting this for either a field goal or a touchdown.
I really would like to see the Titans go for it. And if they do, I think you either run an out route with Adam Bywater once again or run power football with the run with Beckham Allred. You've seen him a lot this season. He has 3 touchdowns on the year.
Titans will come back out in the north end zone, facing the north end zone. Farron will indeed lead the team out. And Nate Hughley into the game with Beckham Allred. Allred and Hughley. Farron looking. It's caught! Touchdown! And that is Adam Bywater again in the back left corner.
Once again, Adam Bywater making his presence felt. The 2nd touchdown of an incredible night. He has the interception already.
You called it, Miles. Farron looked for Bywater, just as you said. And just like that, Adam Bywater's got 2 touchdowns and an interception on the night.
An incredible night on senior night in what will be the final regular season game played at Mark H. Manning Stadium.
So the extra point is good, almost blocked by Clegg. And now the Titans have built themselves a real good cushion here. Up 17-0. This is a 3-possession game.
And now Viewmont has to feel some sort of sense of urgency in this 4th quarter. They're going to need to score 3 times if they want a chance to tie or take the lead.
Coulter Rollins will kick it off. It's a good kick to the corner. It's fielded. Running left, breaking tackles, still doesn't get much inside the 20. Once again, the Vikings with pretty terrible field position.
And already a challenge having to come back down 17 points. They definitely would have preferred to have the ball closer to the 30-yard line if they wanted a better chance at coming back.
Savage has been folding under the pressure. He threw the ball over his receiver's head and out of bounds twice on the last drive. Jumps up, almost fumbles the snap, somehow recovers it. And what do you know? Another 1st and 10 run for no gain. Even a loss of 3.
Definitely one of the biggest questions for in this game is why they are doing so. It might have been to just establish the run in the first half, but this late in the game, I just don't understand the play call.
The handoff, 2nd and long, and it becomes 3rd and even longer.
Once again, running the ball on 2nd and long. I just don't understand it.
And now, this makes it very hard for the Vikings to be able to convert 3rd and 12. Or excuse me, 3rd and 15. Motions his wide receivers to the right. Savage dropping way back, throws it across the middle. Interception! There it is, Sam Brown. That's 2 INTs for Sam Brown. Him and Adam Bywater both having the picks tonight and against Alta as well. It was him and Adam Bywater. This time it's Sam Brown with 2.
Seems like a carbon copy of that Alta game for the defense. In that game, Adam Bywater had 2 interceptions compared to Sam Brown's 1. And in this game, Sam Brown now has 2 compared to Adam Bywater's 1. So an excellent duo on the Titans defense.
Preston Farron hands off the ball to Allred, who's looking for a hole, finds one, gets a couple of yards, and more than a couple, he got 6 yards on that carry. Great effort and patience by Beckham Allred. Farron throws it right. Campbell. Nice gain on the play of 4, and that'll set him up with a 3rd and 1.
Down to the 6-yard line, and Titans are on the verge of scoring once again.
I was talking to Isaac. Pneumonia ultramicroscopic silicoconiosis.
Have to imagine that this is going to go back to Beckham Allred.
Farron decides to keep it for himself, scrambles forward, gets pushed, and it's a touchdown! Preston Farron leading the Titan team to a soon-to-be 24-point lead And Preston Farron scrambles for the touchdown.
What great awareness by Preston Farron to realize that he had little to no time in the pocket, tucks it, and then runs it into the end zone. What a great job by Preston Farron using his legs for the score.
And what's even more impressive is you could tell that was a broken play. That was not a designed scramble, as Farron was looking around and then immediately had to scramble due to the pressure. So great to see that out of a young junior quarterback. Extra point is up, and once again good. Coulter Rollins has been excellent for the Titans tonight. Made everything but that one field goal.
Going back to what you talked about with Preston Farron, that's what makes him so versatile, is his ability to throw the ball and be able to recognize when he needs to take it himself.
And the Titans slowly but surely pulling away with this game. 24-0 with 9 minutes to go.
And now this just makes the comeback for Viewmont just 10 times harder. Now going to have to score 3 times, 3 touchdowns, and 3 two-point conversions.
No epilepsy warning on this.
Coulter Rollins, high kick to about the 10. It's fielded
It is definitely raining.
and tracked down by David Flitton. He gets his 3rd solo tackle on the year on his senior night.
And you have to imagine that this Titans defense is coming onto the field fired up after the interception.
All we heard was officer.
And Savage is now up to 9 interceptions over the past 3 weeks. A slow handoff. And what do you know? First down. And the ball is handed off once again.
It's very confusing. Jack Savage's play is, he has over 1,600 passing yards on the season, and to have that many interceptions in only 3 weeks is very odd.
Yeah, I mean, averaging 3 interceptions a game is not good at all. Savage nearly gets sacked in the pocket, and he finally does. He gets chased down, but after a gain of 1. Sam Cole with the defensive effort. Stayed with it, even after missing the sack.
This Titans defense is not slowing down at all whatsoever late in this 4th quarter.
Third and 6. Savage throws it quickly. Did he get across the line to gain? They're going to mark him short. It'll be 4th and 1. Nope. Excuse us. They gave it to them, and it'll be 1st and 10.
And I saw this from Caleb, but if you Buzz and Julie,
Viewmont is definitely going to have to run the hurry-up offense if they want to come back. We're almost past 7 minutes.
Savage throws it quickly. It pops out. And they're going to rule it incomplete. But that could have been ruled a fumble.
I don't know how Tolman didn't haul in that football on the initial pass. It seemed like he had it, and then he just threw it up into the air. Viewmont's lucky that that wasn't an interception for the Titans.
Yeah, and the Titans could have gotten their interception total up to 4. So the game has been delayed due to lightning in the area. Fans will leave the stands, and the teams will come.
Seems as if the teams will head into the locker room until we have further notice.
And hopefully be allowed to come back out from this game after the lightning has subsided. So we will do the same. We will step away for a moment, and once these teams are back out on the field, we will be back calling this game.
The lights are massive and like twice as tall as we are. We're good.
Fans, for your safety, we need to evacuate the stadium and head into the school. School officials will let you inside to make cover in our commons area. You can leave the gates where you came in on the south or north side and then enter the school in the south or north areas. Thank you for your cooperation.
All right, come down.
Thank you, fans, for your exit of the stadium again. You can enter the school on the northeast side or the southeast side. School officials will let you in to take cover. Thank you very much. Attention in the Viewmont booth. We just want to make sure that Jed Nielsen is safe. Jed Nielsen, if you're safe, thumbs up. Thank you. You're a legend, Jed. A legend.
Hey, Julie Joe, grab. Grab. Wait, you got it?
We don't have the graphic.
Okay, help her down.
On the sky.
How's viewership today?
Coming down.
Careful up there, Miller.
So you think you're still alive right now?
Camera.
Kelly went out.
Oh, you should do camera 3. Camera 3. I don't want to get that much chaos in here. What do you mean? Hey, coming down. Grab this. Grab this. Look at that.
Yeah. Support it.
Hey, but it helps out.
Try to bring that end up.
Hey, huddle box. Got it? Okay, please sit down. Are you taking care of it? Okay.
I don't know.
Ethan, you want to rub your ear? Which one?
Put it under the table, or do you want to break it down?
My knees are shorten the. I realize I've taken off the cover on the. I have it on. They're probably.